She is an Akashic Records healer and an author and a teacher. And her new book is Universal Conscious Self. And today we're going to offer the book as a special event discount at 10% off at the till. So please welcome Tada Shafika.
Okay, my goodness, this is my dream come true. I've been coming here for 30 years, and I used to listen, and really, I love Banyen Bookstore. It's full of wisdom, and I feel like it's my home, because nobody can understand the way I think. So, this is so beautiful. Come closer. Before I start, I do an invocation to create a safe and sacred space, because we are going to be with the masters. So we're gonna, I also do, I'll explain later. Okay, you can close your eyes. Take some deep breaths, inhale and exhale. Relax into your body and breathe. Let go of any thoughts, concerns of the day, any anxieties. Just breathe and relax. As we gather here today, we ask the Ascended Masters archangels and angels, our higher selves, our loved ones from other dimensions, our spiritual teams and guides, to create a a safe and sacred space for our healing, for our highest good and highest potentials. As we open and receive, starting from the crown chakra, at the top of your head, open and receive this beautiful universal cosmic light, this golden light, connecting to the core column of light that sits in front of your spine. Expanding in your heart chakra, illuminating, radiating this beautiful light. In this room, in Vancouver, in Canada, in the world, and in the universe, you are expansive. This beautiful light we want to anchor to Mother Earth Gaia. As we pass through these chakra energy centers, we want to anchor this beautiful light to the core of Mother Earth Gaia. Imagine yourself like trees with roots, these strong roots that are rooted in this fertile soil of Mother Earth. We are here, incarnated, to bring in this beautiful light that we are encoded, connecting to the Akashic Records of our lives. As we connect to Mother Earth, we bring this light out, back to the universe, creating a cosmic loop to align, integrate, and bring us wholeness in this incarnation. We thank the Lords of the Akashic Records for calling us, gathering us today, for giving us these blessings to see a glimpse of our records, for experiencing heaven on earth. To evolve, to understand, to gain knowledge and information and healing of our souls. We thank the Lords of the Akashic Records. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The records are now open. The records are now open. The records are now open. Thank you. slowly open your eyes. You need a microphone?
I'm waiting for the to
Oh, there's no
But
microphone, but
unfortunately,
I could speak louder.
you can try because I put this in.
I could try.
I ran this under here and it got the wrong direction, so I got
The
to
wrong
switch
direction?
the cord around. I'd have to pull this out. I think it might be worth it. Sorry.
How did you like the meditation? Thank you. I never know what they're gonna say. Like, okay. Awesome.
You want to get the actual microphone. That's just the
Block. My children don't like listening. They're like, okay, mom, stay in your day job. I'm actually a full-time nurse in a nursing home. It's New Vista. So I've been there 23 years in one place because I love the elders. But I'm being called to do outside of the elders. Thank you.
speak
Hello.
careful of the quick cables if you're
Oh. Yeah, same.
Try.
Mic test. Mic test. Hello. Can you hear me at the back?
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay.
So before I start, I'm funny, so you could just see me giggling or very grounded, and I'm like a child. But I also become like a master when they're here or just having a message. So where do I start? First of all, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and my soul. Because, you know, this is the work of spirituality. To gather us together, to remember our home, where we came from, to feel joy in our hearts. That we are here because we are meant to be here. And not to be small, but big. Because we are bigger than what we think we are. So today I would bring you back to your home. This is a return to your home. And I'd love to thank, of course, Jacob and the Banyen Bookstore. This space is so sacred, bringing us all spirituality, great teachers, healers, writers, you name it. This is our beautiful space in Vancouver. So I'm going to start with my history. I guess all of my creation right now in my space, in my timeline, brings me back to my death. Because I died when I was 2 years old. I was declared clinically dead by a doctor in the Philippines from diphtheria. It's a bacterial infection. And my mother was calling the family members. I grew up from 10 brothers and sisters, so I'm the baby. So she was calling the family to bring the money because I died and they need money. And I had an out-of-body experience. I saw myself and my mother carrying my body. And there's this oxygen tent and my 2 brothers running in this hallway of the hospital. And I was only 2. So the family was kind of wondering, how can a 2-year-old remember this vivid experience, this vision? Because now I understand how our soul has this consciousness and memories. When I went to the other dimension, I came back to this body of a 2-year-old and reactivated my cellular level of memories and consciousness. So I'm literally tapping into other dimension while I'm alive in this incarnation. Because as I was a child, I was always communicating with non-beings, unseen dimension. And obviously, there are some people here that had experienced that. So I would talk to the angels. I call them angels because I was brought in a Catholic religion. But they're probably not only angels, they're beings of light. I would communicate with the animals, the frogs, the ducks. I was so in tune with nature and the spirit of Mother Earth. Growing up in the Philippines is such a blessing. I was in the Pacific Island. You can see my accent. I was in the Pacific Island every day of my life. I was connected to the ocean, to the waves of our emotion. It's exotic, it's paradise. As the story goes, at 9 years old, I developed very explicit psychic ability, and I could see ghosts. If I asked a question at night, I would see the ghost the next morning or something like that. So I saw my grandmother and my cousin at 9 years old. And my father confirms this to me that it was his mom. So I believed in myself. And it's very important as a spiritual worker or light worker that you believe in your gut feelings, in your visions, in what you hear, and in what you feel. You have to believe in yourself, because nobody will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. So the faith, the strong self-trust has to start right at the get-go. So I developed faith and believe in myself. But obviously, not everyone in the family believed in me, as my mother doesn't want me to develop my psychic ability. She wants me to be suppressed. So she's like always, oh, you're just daydreaming, you know. And then my teenagers, as I grew up as a teenager, the darkness touched me. So during my childhood, I was light and very happy, joyful, creative, you know. I have this big ego that I know everything. And I was like a president of the class every year. I was a valedictorian. I was very intellectual. Like I would look at the exam and I know that I'm gonna get like 99. And I was just visualize that. Because I was so connected. And I would gather my friends, like here, right now. I have like 5 girlfriends, and I would give them the power of the angels. And I would tell them, this is how you work with the angels. Anything is possible. So I had this inner strength and faith and belief that I could be anything I want to be. Then my teenage life went down the hill. I had to touch the dark. I was molested by my father, and I had an abortion that I almost died at 15. I was sexually victimized by these energies that is actually in my lineage. So I was the karmic bond, as we speak. I was paying for the debts of my ancient bloodlines. My grandfather, my father, I was the one that pays for it. But through all that darkness, I was always connected to the Catholic religion as Mother Mary, Lord Jesus Christ. So I never was really lost, because I always had that penetrating light within me. that I'm going to get over this because I am strong and I'm invincible. So I went to the dark and mirrored my wounded self, got married at 19, and had this marriage of a victim consciousness. I have beautiful children. I have 4 children. They're adults now. They're like 31, 30, 25, and 21. Those are my gifts from my sacrifice. But now we don't dwell in that pattern anymore. No more sacrifice. This is no more martyrs. We're not martyrs. We are here to be strong, supportive, collaborative, expansive, manifestor. This is who we are in the true essence of our blueprints in the Akashic Records. So that's actually my passion, to bring this out to the mass consciousness. And I was just talking to my friend, and he's asking me, what is your declaration? What is your intention? My intention is to eradicate poverty in the Philippines. These books that you're buying actually goes to the Filipino children to raise their consciousness. And I could only start with one country or one small group. But everything that you do has a rippling effect in your Akashic Records. So all the experiences of as a human being brought me to where I am now. So that is where we're going to tap the Akashic Records. So, by the way, this is an interactive and very open, and it's also open for healing. If someone needs healing, and the space is open for you. So I became a nurse, and I'm still a nurse, and I was with the dying. So I have a black book of souls that are passing away when I'm there. It's like a calling. And I stopped writing how many souls. I think I stopped at around 50. And I realized there's a great calling. The people, the elders in the nursing home, they're very lonely. Can you imagine dying with yourself? There's no soul beside you. So my heart really ached for them. So even on my break at night shift, I would go beside them and hold their hand. And I would smell death, and I would just say, I would tell them, don't be afraid. Your loved ones are waiting for you. And when I speak these words, they will open their eyes, they're comatose, and they will smile at me. And I just feel this overwhelming love in the room. It's like this big soul opened this space, and it's like covered the whole space. It's a dimension of the soul inside the room. And I feel so blessed by being their gatekeeper. So when I go home, actually, it's so funny. My children is like, Mom, no more stories about death. When we're eating the dining room, it's like, Mom, no more stories. So I have to keep it to myself. It's quite difficult when you're an empath. Many of you are empath because we are born to feel the suffering of humanity. So I would just have a bubble bath and talk to myself or angels. That's how I dealt with this death and dying. Literally, we need counseling when we're grieving, So I advise you, when you lost someone special, like my beautiful friend, your father is asking you to have counseling. Because counseling helps you recognize how our mind works. Because we are holistic. If we're healing the soul, we're still healing the mind, the body, the spirit. We need to be together. So don't deny yourself of any counseling just because you're spiritual. Because psychology helps. Have to be close? Okay. I'm kissing the microphone now. So don't deny yourself of support. Because most spiritual beings, actually, I've been helping a lot of New Age indigo children. I was like their mom. I had a meditation in my home. 17, 20-year-olds, teenagers come for help, you know. And I'm like, oh boy, what did I sign in for? These children are actually just having broken relationships with their parents. Because the parents cannot understand spirituality this way. So I beg you to open your mind, open your heart to all the children that comes to your space, to understand, to listen why they're acting this way, why they don't want to dress that way or whatever, because they're not from here, and they're so not grounded. We need to help them ground their abilities. So I became a mother of New Age indigo children during my Akashic Records. So anyway, from nursing, 2008 Akashic Records came to me because I developed this intellectual searching. So I read all the psychological help, self-help books. It helped me in a sense, like with my confidence or what's wrong with me, whatever. But it doesn't really shift you because